What's going on, people? It's your man the YB back once again. Big shout out to my doggy Joshy Medlock for coming through and boosting up the coin. So let me just put some lipstick on. Pause. No Diddy on this one. No Diddy on this one, folks. Listen, does the YB like soft lips? I ain't gonna lie, I can't bear crusty lips, man. Can't bear them. Anyway. Anyway, listen, let me tell you something right now. I've got a leaked video for you, man. Beterbiev, stick it all over Dmitry Bivol. And to be quite frank, this is more of a teaching moment. Yeah? For the warrior's code, the warrior's spirit. That's what this is here. Because over the years, the kind of masculine, alpha, so to speak, art has been lost. It's been estrogenized by the powers that be. They now tell you, oh, we must all shake hands and kiss, and if you don't, you're disrespectful. Yeah, I'm disrespectful from fixing the punch, dude. We can maybe, we can maybe hold hands after the fight, after I punch your head in. Yeah, after I punch your head in. If you want to bend the knee and kiss the ring, you may kiss the ring. That's what really should happen. If you beat someone after, they should kiss the ring. That's what I think should really happen. Forget the handshaking. Yeah, we squabble it out, and if I lose, I'll kiss your hand. That's the truth, though, right? Because if there wasn't the institutions of safety around here, I'd have been dead. That's what would have happened. So I need to kiss the ring to enable my continuing existence under my daddy, under the king, who just punched me up. That's what really should happen. All this handshaking and rubbish and handshake. It's not respectful, man, to fight, man. Anyway, Beterbiev talked about this. Where is it? And in fact, I'm trying to think. Where is the... There was a part where Beterbiev also says he don't like shaking hands, but... This place.
Of course, you shouldn't.
And what about you, Artur? Have you had any of your opponents, 20 professional opponents, have you not liked them? Anyone?
Of course.
Which one?
Before fight, everyone.
Everyone you dislike.
I don't like him. I don't like him too.
So before the fight, you don't like him?
It's true, yes. It's true. It's my opponent, you know. I'm coming here not for
friendship.
Shake hand or be
But you will shake hands because you're a gentleman.
I have shake because he gave me shake. He gave me hand, you know. That's why I give him shake hand.
So is that a state of mind you have to get to, Artur?
Listen, Steve, man. I don't know Steve from Adam, but Steve probably part of the structures, man. If I ask, I guess you can argue, oh, he's a reporter. That's why I could never be a reporter. I can't ask no esoteric questions. I know why he don't want to shake his hand. It makes sense to me. It makes sense to me. Yeah, if we're really shaking hands, you can argue, well, it's a sport, so it's not really like a life and death battle. So you can shake hands, but too much handshaking. Too much handshaking, I believe, is the reason Usyk didn't stop Tyson Fury. He's too worried about looking for the referees, not getting on him. Too much handshaking, too much baby kissing. Look at Johnston. Look at Anthony Ordalithany Harrisonua. They're too much trying to be everyone's friend, trying to be humble and whatnot. Enough fighting. Ultimately, folks, same as Tyson Fury. Whatever he on, too much softness when it came to the squabbles. He didn't want to do it. So I'm sorry, estrogenic world, I'll take a dude who don't want to shake someone's hand before a fight, but wants to let his hands go and get busy. I'll take that all day and night. And to be quite frank, it's preferable, if I'm honest. At least it helps. We know historically, fighters who refuse to shake hands and that, it actually adds to the, oh, these guys don't like each other. That's how it should be. You got Bivol's on the other side of things. He says, well, it's just an opponent. It's more clinical for him. We'll find out how clinical it is. That's what we'll find out. Because I believe, I'm not saying Bivol's soft. We're going to find out. Listen, we're going to find out how soft Bivol is or is not. That's what we're going to find out for damn sure. Yeah? And in my mind, again, we're about to find out. There's no point really talking anymore, but in principle, I like to think. I've heard the sparring stories from Beterbiev, and people say, even his coach says, we had to tell when Beterbiev came over here to Canada, we had to teach him how to spar. He didn't know how to spar. He only knew how to take people's head off. And even to this day, to be quite frank, I've got videos of Dan Aziz. In fact, I'm thinking, when will I do that video? Oh, might have to do it tomorrow, actually. I might have to do it tomorrow. I'm thinking now. There's a funny video of Dan Aziz talking about sparring with Beterbiev and how everyone will be like huddled up, working out who wants to go in there with him first, kind of thing. Now, you can take of that what you will. Who else do people talk about that about? Who else do you hear people huddling up before sparring with someone to work out who's going to get the first work when he's most fresh? I haven't heard none of them stories. I've heard a bunch of Martin Bakoli's stories. I've never heard of people unifyingly agreeing with no real... These aren't Beterbiev's promoters. These are actual fighters. Rarely, actually, you hear fighters. For example, if you ask Carl Froch and Chris Eubank when they were sparring how it went, they both said they got the best of the work, kind of thing. That's generically how it goes. Dan Aziz could be saying, I got the best of it. Not one person I've heard talk about sparring Beterbiev has ever said, I got the best of it and punched him up. Yeah? I haven't heard no stories of that once. Not once. I haven't even heard people say, yep, he had 4 sparring partners and I got the best of one round. I haven't heard none of that. In fact, I've heard people say that they've never seen him lose a round in sparring. So, I've seen Bivol lose rounds in a fight. Right? I've seen Bivol go life and death in a fight with Craig Richards. People, what do you think? Look at the way Willie Hutchinson, who's no good, punch up Craig Richards. What do you think Beterbiev do to Craig Richards? It don't go 6. 6 or 7. Well, certainly it don't go 12, that's for sure. He gets stopped. Too leaky. Yeah? Beterbiev too big, too strong. So, I like Bivol, but we're going to find out. Yeah, this is really a battle of humble rubbish that I'm not interested in for a fight. Chess players should be humble, because you just moving some plastic on the table, wood on the table, man. Andrew Tate and them, man, they can just move some wood around the place and pretend they're hard. Okay, chess players can pretend they're hard and shake hands. But this game, kiss the ring after, I believe. Maybe Bivol can box Beterbiev's head off. There is a chance of that. I can see how Bivol can win. Am I backing it? No. Because Beterbiev, not only does he not know how to lose, he don't know how to not knock someone out. That's like... these aren't heavyweights here. And to be quite frank, even when you look at heavyweights, even when you look at Mike Tyson coming up, he wasn't knocking out the caliber of Callum Smith. Right? He wasn't stopping people like Callum Smith and Anthony Yard, if I'm honest. That kind of caliber. Mike Tyson went the distance. Let's have a look. Tyson, box rec. I'm sure even prime Mike Tyson, before Cuss died in 1986 or whatever. Let's have a look. I'm not sure when Cuss died. Let's have a look when Cuss died. Cuss... So, yeah, 1985 he died. So let's see Mike Tyson's boxing resume. 1985. Okay, so Cuss died around here. He's knocking out all bums, to be fair. Okay, he's knocking out a bunch of bums. So James Tillis. So 6 months. So there's no way Mike Tyson fell off before 6 months after Cuss died. The reason that's relevant is everyone says, well, when Cuss died, he fell off. Well, oops. James Tillis actually was a journeyman. Right? Let's have a look here. And one judge had him winning 4 rounds. In fact, 2 judges had Tillis winning 4 rounds. So 40% of the fight. And he'd been knocked out a whole bunch. 1981. Yeah, so Tim Witherspoon knocked him out. Greg Page knocked him out. And then Mike Tyson couldn't knock him out. Now, obviously, you can have hard fights, but the point I'm making is, how many fights was Mike in then? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So exactly the same as Beterbiev. 20 fights in. And there's no doubt in my mind Beterbiev is fighting better competition than Mike Tyson did in his first 20 fights. That's a fact. And Mike Tyson couldn't stop all... In fact, he had 2 point things here. Mitch Green was hard. Look at that. So Mike Tyson couldn't stop James Tillis, couldn't stop Mitch Green. And he's a heavyweight, the most explosive heavyweight of all time, I tend to agree. And then you've got Beterbiev, who's taken Anthony Yard is better than Mitch Green, skill for skill. Right? and James Tillis. However you break down Beterbiev's resume, yes, the new age aren't as generally hard as people like Mitch Green and whatever else, but the facts are the facts here, folks. Mike Tyson's a heavyweight as well, so he should really be putting out people even easier than Beterbiev. So Beterbiev's doing something special here. A prime Mike Tyson, the most prime Mike Tyson ever in history, and he's got an extra 30, 40 pounds in weight. More than that, about 30 pounds. Over Beterbiev, and yet Beterbiev's got a more stellar resume. This is phenomenal and underrated. Underrated. Vosdick, Callum Smith, who at the time has gone up in weight and is knocking everyone out. Anthony Yardy. Even if you say they're only as good as Mitch Green and Tillis, well, Beterbiev stopped them at 175. It's a lot harder to be a knockout guy or stoppage guy at 175 than it is 220, 215. So, it's one of them for Bivol. And I've heard the stories that every time Beterbiev's questioned on how the spar went, because they both came up in the Russian amateur system, whenever they're questioned on how the spar went, Beterbiev says, ask him. And the rumour is that Beterbiev beat his ass. So I like Bivol. I think he's going to be pretty... I like him, but I think it's going to end up looking like Bivol knowing how to survive. He's going to be sunned into submission. I don't think he gets stopped. In fact, I'm betting on him not getting stopped. You can get Beterbiev 8-1 now. Beterbiev 8-1 on points. I think we see Bivol break down and just go into a bit like Canelo did against Bivol, just looking to just not get knocked spark out, not get punched up even more. That's what I think you end up seeing towards the end. And I think Bivol will be resigned to, okay, I lost to Beterbiev. He'll take that loss and not get knocked out. That's my base case here. Because I've seen, if Bivol has a bad day, I've seen how he looks on a bad day. Whenever Beterbiev has a bad day, he knocks someone out. You see what I'm trying to say? When Bivol has a bad day, you're wondering if he even won the fight. Or you're saying things like, oh, if Craig Richards had done 2-3 more rounds more, started 2-3 rounds earlier, he might have won. Do you understand? So, listen, I respect both men. But all this soft thing, again, like Usyk with Fury, that being that soft, kind of softly touchy mentality, I can't believe that helps you win a fight. Not this type of fight anyway. When you got someone coming right at you, you got to be spiteful. And even if you look at the Zinad fight, people are saying, "Oh, IB, the Zinad fight, the first KO he had for ages, punching harder now." He got caught by Zinad, and Bivol's leaky when he's opening up because he's throwing hands from his waist. He's throwing them from down here. If you watch Bivol step in, he drills and he's like this. Beterbiev does that for a living. Beterbiev, yeah. But if you think you're throwing your hands like this, Beterbiev, he does that for a living. Bivol does not. Just because Bivol teed off on Zinad, yeah, that doesn't mean he does it for a living. Teeing off on a bum Zinad, yeah, and teeing off on a bum Carrot Top who don't really want to fight is not the same as Beterbiev was bred for this. Do you understand? His back end don't flop out the minute you start slapping away. He love it when you start slapping away. Because he sees the opportunities in that. Even against Yard. Yard's a much bigger puncher than Bivol. Stop playing. A much bigger puncher than Bivol. And quick. If not quicker than Bivol. What happened there? Yard lands a great shot. Beterbiev spins him round and gets straight back in there. Yeah? This ain't Canelo, where Canelo only had... If you pop Canelo in the mouth and get him off balance, he's all bent out of shape and he's going backwards and he don't know what to do. Beterbiev get popped in the mouth, he's looking to maneuver you back into a place where you're getting popped in, where you're getting punched up. Canelo is a conversational fighter. He wants to whack you, get you scared, and then you not punch. He wants half a minute to reset and whack you again. If you start slapping Canelo about, he's like, whoa, this ain't right. Something's wrong here. I haven't got 30 seconds to set my left hook up. Yeah? Whoa, you're not giving me time to set my feet and plod in. Bivol put the good second and third phase, or certainly a second phase on Canelo. You slap him once, step out, slap him again. Carrot Top don't know. Carrot Top's not a fighter like that. Tell a lie. He did in Golovkin 2, there was more of that, but he's become super one-dimensional now. He just wants to whack people with a left hook on the arm and get them scared so they don't want to throw a punch. That's what he wants to do. And if you can't do that, he loses. If you're not scared of Canelo hitting you on the arm, then he loses. And even Jaime Munguia was giving Carrot Top the beats for 3 or 4 rounds, just slapping him about. That's what happened. Now, fair play to Carrot Top. He did win, but he got slapped about. That's what happens. Munguia couldn't maintain. Bivol could. That's all it is. Canelo's one-dimensional. He doesn't push through. He doesn't get gritty. He doesn't take a shot and say, okay, let's have a squabble now. Beterbiev does. He loves to fight. That's all he wants to do is fight. Does Bivol? We're going to find out. Bivol didn't want to fight against Craig Richards like that. Craig Richards was slapping Bivol in the mouth. Yeah, he was. Fact, watch that fight, the last few rounds, the last quarter. Putting it on him. Bivol was like, if you're butthurt, let me see if I can find it now. Bivol versus Craig Richards. Let me see if I can find it now. Oh yeah, and by the way, just quickly, is there any highlights? Is that the highlights? That's no good. That's no good either. I want the short highlights. And if you're... Sorry, I was going to say... Live stream tomorrow. Tomorrow, maybe early, maybe like 6 o'clock. Tomorrow's 6 p.m. GMT. I'm going to do a live stream. And we're going to break down... I'll put some gambling on. I've done some gambling on... this card. There's some big gaps in the market, in my opinion, allegedly, to exploit them. So make sure you tune into that. We're going to gamble some coins. I've already gambled the coins, if I'm honest, but I'm going to show you what I've put up. Because this ain't no, like I said, this ain't no, oh, I've got an opinion, like everyone's butthole, and we can just talk, and then I'll come on here after and talk about how I knew what would happen. No, we put the coins up. Who else doing that? Who doing that, though? Who doing that? Everyone else, oh, I said this, I said that. Well, you can't say 2 different things in one fight, unfortunately, folks. Let me break it down right now for the pseudo boxing heads out there who think that you can say 2 things. Oh, for example, the worst one is, I heard this on True Geordie's show. True Geordie got this panel full of cucks, yeah, and they say things like, "Oh, I can see Beterbiev winning by KO, but I can see Bivol winning by points," and it's like, you think that's value added? What's that telling anyone? and then what they do is, yeah, they say, yeah, I said that True Geordie before the AJ fight. He comes in, he goes, after AJ got knocked out, he comes in and he goes, yeah, I said Dubois had to start strong. Like, that's obvious. Obviously, if Dubois knocks AJ down 3 times in 3 rounds, he's probably going to win. We all knew that. It was a question of reading between the lines. Most people had it, AJ sparking him out. So AJ's right hand that had been debunked. I've been debunked the right hand. There is no right hand. Right hand for who? Apart from Mbongo. Yeah? Francis Mbongo is the right hand. No one else felt the right hand. So, I've digressed, but listen. Tune in for the live tomorrow, because we're fixing to go in. Let's see some of these clips here from Bivol, because I remember it. Craig Richards was slapping Bivol about towards the end. This might be like a Bivol misexual edit though, where they put all the best bits of Bivol. There's a lot of that going around. Oh yes, it's a misexual edit. Oh, come on, man, listen. It's looking like I'm a sexual edit right now. It's looking like I'm a sexual edit, folks. But the point is, look, even if you look at these bits here, though, if you look at here from look at you see, I guess you can argue Bivol's got good footwork, but when he comes in, he's slappy, man. He's not a traditional. Here we go. This might have been it here. Ooh, big right hand from Richards. So Bivol's he throws like a caught again by Richards. I mean, I'm sorry, folks. Obviously, Bivol, to be fair, will be on his P's and Q's with Beterbiev, so I'm not expecting him. He's not going to probably be standing there as much, but either way, even the people, Bivol thrashes around and it doesn't have great effect, is what I'm trying to say here. Yeah, You can see it here. You've seen a few clips already. Bivol's thrashing around, doing a whole bunch. Not one knockdown. Lyndon Arthur didn't get stopped. He's thrashing a lot, putting a lot of energy in and throwing a lot of shots. Not doing nothing though. And these kind of caliber cats, Craig Richards and Lyndon Arthur, they allow you to thrash around. They're not fighters. They're not Beterbiev like that. If you're thrashing around in front of Beterbiev, it's over. It's over. It's over. Bivol has to get on his Erislandi Lara here. That's how the only way he wins, in my opinion. Because all that jumping in thing he was doing with Carrot Top, that's Carrot Top. Carrot Top ain't like that. You can jump in on, you can surprise Carrot Top. He's like, yeah, you can't surprise Beterbiev. Even after, what's his name, put him down. Who was it? Callum Johnson. Put him down. He's straight back up there, back in the mix. Not shell-shocked, like, scared to death. Anyway, you can watch it. You can watch it yourself. Bivol. You can argue that the highlights here are some of Bivol's most aggressive work, right? And it's just not proficient. That's the fact here. He's not proficient at aggressive work. If he was, he'd have a lot more stoppages against these type of dudes. If Craig Richards was in there with Beterbiev, there's no way it goes 12 ever. Not in a month of Sundays. Not even close. And Bivol didn't even come close. Bivol was having half a fight. This is fair. Bivol's winning the action, but he's having half a fight with Craig Richards. He's having half a fight. You'd be in denial. This is like a 65-35, 60-40 type fight right now. They're having half a fight here, particularly in the last few rounds. They're having a scrap. Bivol's getting the better of the work, but it's like back and forth. There'd be no back and forth. Craig Richards would be on the ropes, stopped by this point around 11. I think let's have a look here. This might have been where it started picking up. Richards starting to tee off. Here we go. Bivol's guard's tight, but it's tight against Craig Richards, man. It's tight against Craig Richards. And there's an argument here that Bivol gets tired as well. His feet have slowed down. And this was even the case against Canelo, to be honest. He started standing more. Now, I wasn't sure if it was because, he's happy to stand there. It's possible his leg gets tired. Which that's natural. Look at Jai Patar. Jai Patar is really light on his feet. Even Usyk against Fury. Their feet isn't... Try it yourself. Try jippoing around on your toes. It's real knackering, man. Real knackering. And it's not really scoring you no points so much. So you're burning all this energy for what? Ultimately end up with your feet stuck in the mud and you have to fight anyway. That's why I don't train that rubbish, man. Just get your feet stuck in it, man, and wade forward. That's all you need to do. Straight in there. What's the point faffing around? Straight in. Bivol ain't gonna do it. I like Bivol. His guard's quite tight. He comes in with it. One thing he does do well, he does come in with his chin down most of the time. Is just scrappy looking. When he's throwing his shots, they're scrappy. They're scrappy. A little bit wide as well. Even his right hands, it's more of a clubbing right hand. And I think Beterbiev is going to have a big hard boner if Bivol ever starts throwing like that. And I'm not sure, can Bivol's jab just keep Beterbiev off? Well, I mean, fair enough, it kept Canelo off. But then again, Canelo got tired. For the first few rounds, Canelo was in that fight. And he isn't the most aggressive, right? That's Canelo, who's little. Whatever you say about Canelo, he is small for 170. He is small for 175. There's no doubt about that. He is small for 175. He's not a big 168 pounder. He's really a fair 160 pounder, I'd say. So Bivol did what he's supposed to do. And to be, again, look at Kovalev. Kovalev was jabbing Carrot Top's head off. And he was shot, 40-year-old, off the Russian vodka, sorry. That's what he was off. Let's be realistic here. Canelo was getting his head jabbed off, and it was a little faffy jab as well. It was a drunk Russian vodka jab. That's what it was like. 42-year-old drunk Russian vodka jab is what Kovalev was given to Carrot Top, and he couldn't get set and whatever else. So what Bivol did was an extension of that, as you'd expect. It's a bit like if you put 33-year-old Kovalev in there with Canelo, it would look probably similar to Bivol versus Canelo. Right? Canelo's small, so you can suck the Canelo performance off. It's going to be his arse, man, I'm telling you now. And it's the problem with the pseudo-boxing heads. The pseudo-boxing heads, they spin yarns. All the casuals. It's like a niche opinion. Well, it's not a niche, sorry. It's like a... People want to be perceived as knowing something. Oh, I know the magic you don't know. And again, they was right about Usyk, but in Fury's no good. We'll see, people. The bottom line is, yeah, we're going to find out who's right. The YB or the I'm smart boxing intellectuals. I'll tell you how we'll know. When Danny D punched through Usyk, you man going to be like this. All that faffing around and not... That's what you'll be saying. For sure. It's not my fault. All these big heavyweights don't want to fight. I'm telling you now, the first heavyweight come in there, like Danny D, come in there, put it straight on Usyk, he beats Usyk up. That's what I believe. Because who's really pushed him? Chisora, 50 trillion-year-old Chisora pushed Usyk to the last minute. 50-50 fight, could have been a draw. It's not my fault AJ's no good and can't fight. It's not my fault Fury is no good and can't fight. We'll find out now. And I'll tell you now, if Usyk beats up Dubois again, and I've noticed as well, a lot of Usyk cats are saying, well, he don't need to fight Dubois now. Of course you don't want to fight Dubois now. Yeah? You want to fight all these soft heavyweights. That's not Usyk's fault, but they're soft heavyweights. Tyson Fury's a soft heavyweight. AJ is soft heavyweight. Dubois was a soft heavyweight. Not soft no more. So fight him. The first real test, the first prime elite level heavyweight test you'll get in Usyk's career. It's not his fault they're all soft, but that will be the truth. Yeah? Punching up the Benidorm bum slayer, Tyson, the Benidorm basketball slayer. Who care about that? I don't. So we're going to find out in the next few weeks, or few months, or a year or whatever. Because I'm telling you now, we'll find out all this slick, I'm picking Bivol because you don't understand why. We're going to find out. And don't bother come crawling back. Oh, well, I thought it could have gone that way, actually. I thought, no, that's not how it works. Because we all thought it could go this way, that way. What are you going with? Where are you putting your coins up? I'm telling you, all this flappy, slappy, in and out rubbish, it work until it don't. It work until someone's on your ass. It work until that happens. That's what it works until. Because even look at Floyd. Floyd's arguably one of the great whatevers. What happened when washed up De La Hoya... Yeah, when washed up De La Hoya stuck it straight on Floyd, Floyd was all bent out of shape getting slapped around. And then 50-year-old De La Hoya got tired and he was washed up and whatever else. That was Prime Floyd. Prime Floyd got slapped about by De La Hoya and went life and death split decision. Oops. And that was De La Hoya. Imagine you got a Beterbiev type cat in there with Floyd. He'd have been punched from pillar to post. That's what you can best believe. Yeah? And this is what happened here with Bivol. I like Bivol, but there's levels to this. And a hard man who know how to fight beats a faffer. Every day of the week. Every day of the week. Dubois, he walked through Usyk. He walked through him, I believe. He walked right through him. Because the second fight, AJ went life and death with him. Yeah? I had Usyk winning the fight, but it was like a 8-4 type of fight. If AJ can win 4 or 5 rounds against Usyk, Danny D went going straight through him like a hot knife through butter. AJ was in there pussyfooting around. Come on. That's how you lose against Usyk, pussyfooting around with him. Don't tell me, it's just how good Usyk was, because Chisora didn't have a problem. Yeah? You have a decision as a man to make. Am I going straight forward on the beaches of Normandy, or am I pussyfooting, having a faff and having a look? That's your choice. Fury chose, have a faff and have a look. AJ chose, have a faff, have a look. And the minute AJ put the hammer down in round 9, Usyk started unravelling. Fair play, he came back in. AJ let him back in because he's no good. Danny D, did he let Hrgovic back in? No, he came storming the beach of Normandy for 8 rounds. Beat the brakes out of the Croatian. Hrgovic was talking about, well, I'm different because I'm broke and people don't give Croatian fighters no respect. I'm going to teach Danny D respect. Hrgovic quit. He didn't want no more. AJ got punched up. Do you understand, people? Miller got stopped, punched up. Yeah? That's what Danny D would do to Usyk. It'll be like round 9. Round 9 of the AJ fight. Times that by 10, because that wasn't even that impressive. AJ's no good. right? He's no good. So times the AJ round 9 by 10, and then see that from round 1. He's out of there, but Usyk out of there by 8 rounds. Pummeled. Yeah? That's what would happen. And we'll finally get all these pseudo-boxing intellectuals will be brought back to earth. Oh. It turns out that these guys, Bivol looked good against Canelo because he don't want to fight. Yeah? It turns out Usyk looked good against all these bum-washed up, no good heavyweights because he don't want to fight. When you get in there with someone 250 pounds lean who wants to fight, 165 pound, they can't do nothing. Yeah? And the same for Bivol. Too big, too strong. That's what it's going to be. I'm sick of hearing about this boxing rubbish. It pisses me off. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe. Beterbiev coming for this guy's ass. Beterbiev coming from this guy's ass. That's what it's coming for. He coming for. He told you he ain't no friends. We ain't got nothing to be friendly about. We ain't got nothing to be friendly about. There's not one thing for me to be friendly with this guy about. He getting punched up. That's what he told you. And I'm telling you now, that's what's happening. And my coin's going to be on. For sure. Anyway, smash the like button, subscribe, like off the bell, 100%. There's no doubt about it. This one, people, stop it.